Good afternoon. My name is Richard Laster, and I'm on behalf of the Holocaust and Human Rights Education Center, which I chair. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this memorial event. I see a lot of wonderful, famous people in this room, and I'd like to introduce some of them. But to start with, the person sitting right next to you on your left and on your right are famous, so why don't you shake hands with them and say hello and congratulate them? And I'm not good at names anyway, otherwise I would call out all the names. But if you stretch your neck, we do have some very distinguished guests here. We have the county executive here. Welcome. We have I think the chair of the legislature here. Wonderful to have you here. And many more. So welcome, and we will hear later from the chair of from the county executive. I don't know whether the district attorney made it. She was supposed to be here, and if she's not, she's a wonderful young lady, and I love her dearly. So let me move on and kind of reminisce a little bit. 72 years, almost exactly to the day, my family and I were meeting in our living room in Vienna, Austria. It was 1938. It was a couple of days before Hitler marched into Vienna. And my dad was sort of deliberating with the family what to do, where to go, what not to do. And he was advised by many people in the Austrian government and in friends of his. He said, "Mr. Laster, don't worry, nothing will ever happen here. This cannot happen here. This is not like Germany. It just can't happen." Well, you know, it did happen. It happened about 2 or 3 days after this particular evening when we met together, Hitler marching into Austria, pogrom starting the next day, then Kristallnacht, and then the Holocaust. So all of that we're remembering today. But we were lucky, and I will never forget it. My father, after listening to all the advice, said, "I'll tell you what, we're going to leave." And that evening, we kind of packed our bag and left, and my dad said, "Look, if I'm wrong, we can always come back, and if I'm right, we won't regret it." And I think anyway, I'll never forget that beat, because he saved our life. But coming now to the United States and wondering what to do and how to remember this event, I learned after some years about the existence of the Holocaust and Human Rights Education Center. And their mission was one that I could really subscribe to so easily. It was basically education and educating our kids and grandchildren so that they learn the lesson from the Holocaust. They learn what to do when they see acts of injustice, and that is not to stand by and kind of watch it go by, but to be sure that when they see acts like that, they stand up to them, and they become what we call upstanders. So consequently, we have a very wonderful education program at the Holocaust Education Center, directed at high school kids and at middle school kids. And it's an experience to see them come in once a year, 300 of them, from about 29 different schools in Westchester, and share with us and share with them that extremely important lesson about what we can do to help that it won't happen again. Now, we live in a wonderful, wonderful country. We live in a wonderful, wonderful community. We live in a wonderful county. But we can't be negligent, because even in this great county of ours, there are incidents. I think last year we had a cross burning in northern Westchester. We have defacing of synagogues. We have people dropping leaflets with anti-Semitic messages. So we can't just stand back and relax and say it can't happen here. I think we need to be active, and we need to be knowledgeable of what goes on. We need to be aware of the fact that if you Google Holocaust and Holocaust, you'll find that there are about 100 Holocaust deniers. And these are not the Joe Blow next door, but these are well-known names, people all over the world that claim there was no Holocaust, the Holocaust didn't exist. So there is a job to do, there is vigilance, there is alertness, and on this particular day, the day of remembrance, I think it behooves us to remember the millions that died, but also to remember those that helped us survive, and to remember those that, like my father, that acted wisely and kind of didn't buy in automatically and said it can't happen here. So welcome. Thank you all for the support that you've given us over the years. You've allowed us to reach out. You've allowed us to be present in many, many of the communities in Westchester. Hopefully we can count on your continued support. Thank you.